What's up, brothers and sisters? We got Zach back with us, finally doing our first podcast of the new year. Just kind of wanted Zach to get healed up a little bit before we started back up. But yeah, here we go. So let's get it started. Zach, let's just get an update on you, man. How's the neck? How was the surgery?
The surgery was good. It definitely helped with the nerve pain. Pretty sore. They like I was saying to everybody else, I'm damn near 6 foot now because they added extra 2 millimeters in my shims.
Exactly.
So yeah, don't break your neck. Be careful on the trampolines because that's how I broke my neck. So feeling lots better, sore from surgery still, but down to be happy to be at work.
Yeah, so we got to take it easy on him, let him get healed up before you start bearing it in him, you know what I mean? To let him get his feet back under him. So yeah, Zach, I know you've been out for a while, but we kind of been communicating just while you were gone. Obviously, a lot of people came in asking where you're at, how's work doing. So I kind of told them what I know, and Jerry did the same. But obviously, you're the dispatcher. You know the outlook. So kind of give us an outlook on what's going on, or what can we see coming up?
Well, like I have been saying, the OHSU job is they're getting going, so they're going to be calling out some more guys. They're finally getting in a flow. The Intel project, they got pushed a little. It's not going to be that much because as soon as it does start, guys, it's going to be hours upon hours. There's, so there's a lot of work out there. Harder's got work.
Yep.
J.H. Kelly's got work. I got a little GTE. There's a little bit of work going to be down in Eugene coming up. So I mean, work's looking pretty decent. It just we're trying to get it started here still, and then the certified welders. Just because you're a certified welder doesn't mean you're gonna pull that pin, that trigger, but you're definitely gonna be. That'll help you get out there.
Yep.
Always, So like, if you're not a certified welder, come in, get certified. It's gonna make you way more employable.
Yeah, Zach, and like while you were gone, dude, I actually saw some GIWs in there getting their certs all worked on, getting better at their skills. But still, that wasn't enough, man. There was so many open booths in there. Why not come down there and fill that up? You know what I mean? This is the time now when there's nothing going on. And so Zach talks about that every day pretty much. So why not come down here if you're not working? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, burn wire. That's the only way you're going to get good at it, and it's a lot better in here in the shop,
Yep.
Just messing around instead of going out there and getting cashed out right away because you can't make an overhead Chinese vert, right? Practice.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's good at anything when they first start.
Absolutely.
Right? But you got to practice, and like if that's what your goal is to be, employed for 3/4 of the year, get your cert. It's going to keep you employed.
Yeah. And the other thing too, Zach, that I heard is that we start talking about reinforcing calls because those are coming down our way. You know what I mean? And so like I'm not in shape enough. Well, I see all these apprenticeship, first years and then orientation. They're packing rebar every day. Come down here and start packing with them. That will get you in shape to go out there and do that work.
Or hear me
yeah.
out. Maybe don't turn into a disgusting fat body when you get off of work. But like, this is your number one tool, right? Your number two tool. Your number one tool is your brain, right? The number tool is your body. You need to maintain your tools, right? So get out there. Maybe you're going to suck wind for a couple days, but you know what? It's a lot easier to get in work shape at work than trying to force yourself, I'm going to go run these 3 miles and lift this weight. No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. So,
yeah.
Try to stay in shape. It's important, but like, get out there. Like, use your heart to keep your job, and then your rest of your body is going to fall in, right?
Yes. I couldn't have said that any better, Zach. The next thing we got here is let's just do an update on contract negotiations. We kind of talked about it at the last union meeting. We got a union meeting coming up this Thursday, which Jason and Rod and Shane and everybody will start talking more about that. But kind of give us an update, Zach.
Well, so how everybody's like really wants more money. I want more money, right? But like we've been saying in the meetings, in the newsletters, it's going to take all of us, the whole local, to do it. And like when I asked for some mottos and some slogans and things like that, I got like a piss poor callback. Maybe like 4, 5, 6 members, maybe. Like we can't do it by ourselves, and it's not me. It's the Jason and Rod. The team. But like, we need input from our brothers and sisters. Like, the union starts with you.
Yep.
So like we need everybody involved in this, like they've been saying, you know, we need to show that if we are ready to shut this down, like we can take a day or two off of work to, you know, for the long run. Look at what happened to UPS. Look what happened to the auto workers. They took the time to get what they wanted. So like we're gonna have to do that too, guys.
100%. And so like Zach said, if there's no feedback, then we're just, you know, it's going to be based on the people that, you know, that are the leaders want, you know what I mean? So the leaders are putting it out there for you to give the feedback, so we know the kind of questions that we need to ask you. There's so many things that are involved with this. So just, why don't you call, get involved? You know, there are answers to your questions, so all you got to do is ask.
Yeah, get involved. Come to the meetings.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Like the president has been saying, you know, usually we used to badmouth people about not coming to the meetings, but, you know, we want everybody to have this information. So if you're going to the meetings, you know, share with your brothers and sisters. If you're on the committee, you know, with Rod, share with your brothers and sisters. This is how it gets out. It's like a rumor.
Yep.
You know, if you have a rumor about yourself, the whole local knows about it. So let's get that going.
Yeah,
right?
act like it's you know, we're getting out at lunch on Thanksgiving, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Start that rumor, you know what I mean? Even though we got so much shit left to do. But yeah, Zach, I couldn't have said that any better. We just need to get people more involved. That's exactly what I've been seeing. And the next thing I got here, brothers and sisters, is the Abernathy Bridge in Oregon City. Had a meeting last week. Great meeting. So they're still pushing out a little bit. There's still things that they're looking on how they're going to do the procedures. You know, we had a great talk with Kiewit. There's going to be a lot of welding right off the bat. So with those bearing changes, they were talking about all the stiffeners that have to be installed before we change out the bearings. And the bridge girder is around 14 foot tall. So that's all, those stiffeners are going to be very tall. There's a lot of welding involved. So they're going to need a lot of production welders at this point. But we're still a couple months out. I know I've been talking on that. I've been saying a lot on that. And, you know, I only know what they give me, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Zach, you weren't able to be there, man, but it was a good meeting. They showed us a model of the first scope of work, like I said, are the bearings. And it looks like it's so awesome to see that kind of work. And we're going to be doing that work. That is Local 29 members doing that work. That is not Westside Iron. That's not anybody else. That is Local 29 members performing for Kiewit, doing this work. So I've got calls asking, well, we're not doing this work. Yes, we are doing this work. So yeah. But the other thing too, Zach, is, you know, there's going to be some composite stuff on this job. So people need to be prepared for that. You know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? There's going to be other trades. There might be that non-union company that might be working on that job right near you. But those are things that we have to think about, and we're obviously, as a local, we're going to talk about, so we have a good understanding before we actually even get out of that job what you're going to be dealing with.
Well, and that's the point that I've been also trying to make here when I've been dispatching people, talking to people on the phone, is that, and y'all know me, right? Like, I've been wild and woolly, but, you know, times are a-changing, folks. So with this composite crew, we have another J.H. Kelly job with electricians and fitters also. And that's a good money, good duty. But if you want to, like, F it up by being a loudmouth, you know, piece of shit iron worker like that we used to be, like, this trade is not for you anymore, man. Like, I know it sounds super hypocritical, but we need to be professional, right? So, like, you're seeing all these other crafts get these great contracts because they're professional, right? They don't argue with the general contractor. They don't fight with the other crafts, you know? So that's what we need to do. I love my brothers and sisters. I love being an iron worker. I like being a professional iron worker also. Like, I have pride in being able to do the job that we do professionally. And if you're not going to get along, then you're not going to work on those jobs.
Yep.
This is, you know, one of our another big bridge job for Local 29. It's supposed to be a bridge local.
Yep.
So we want to go out there and we want to shine like Beetlejuice's supernova, right?
Yeah. Just like Rihanna said, shining like a diamond, you know what I mean?
So bright. So, like, and you know, we really need guys and gals to get out there and perform to the best of their abilities. Like, a 14-foot stiffener, that's going to be a huge huge weld on each side of it, right?
And that's both sides. I mean, there's so much welding in just that little part, but that's going to be spread out through the entire bridge once we get going. So you can only imagine what it's going to be like.
Yeah, so when you guys get out there, and then I'm only going to assume, like that's old iron, so it's going to be, it's going to be a fight, right? To get that 232 or whatever to stick in there.
So, I mean, with that being said, I'm glad you brought that up, Zach, because they are obviously abating everything before we get on there, but that doesn't go to say that it's going to be perfect. I mean, there's nothing perfect, right? And the other part, Zach, that they said is that they're going to try to eliminate as much tie-off as possible, so they're going to build scaffolding all over that entire bridge. I mean, obviously there's going to be parts where you have to get tied off, but the majority of that work, they said, is they're going to have a scaffold for us to work off, so we're not being tied off everywhere. It's going to be super quick, streamlined, you know what I mean? So that was awesome to hear, dude.
Yeah, have a nice dance floor underneath each bridge section.
You can do your work, right? You're not worried about figuring out the tie-off system and everything else. It's already going to just be go. Let's go.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds way better.
But yeah, is that kind of, that's all I got. Is there anything else that you want to end off with?
Sharpen your skills, right? So work's not terrible, it's not great. You're, like I've been saying, you're in direct competition probably with your own brothers and sisters. So like they're gonna keep the guys and gals that show up and, work hard and take their breaks and their lunches, and not with your shitty ass attitude. So let's start having a good attitude. If you cannot read a tape, read, practice, figure it out, ask for help, look at it, but that's something that all brand new apprentices, you guys and gals,
and don't be ashamed to ask. I mean, everybody might, if you don't know, you don't know. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's my ignorance is okay. It's okay to be ignorant. It's not okay to not ask questions. Okay, if you don't know, find somebody that does. It's okay. Nobody knew. I was 19 years old when I got in. I was dumb, bro.
Me too, bro. Me too. Last thing I have too, brothers and sisters, if there's something that you want Zach and I to discuss, maybe parts of the contract that you don't understand, or maybe how is a basic way to read a tape, I don't know, but let Zach know. Just DM on Instagram or wherever, and we'll put something out. But with that being said, Zach, everyone be safe.
Be safe.